Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lightning Collector 2021 and I'm here bringing you another Lightning Collection review. So today we're going to be looking at the Lost Galaxy Yellow Ranger. So there was a quick announcement with this. So it was announced, I believe, and I could have these dates wrong, but from memory I believe it was around about the 14th of this month, and then it was due on Pulse on the 20th in the UK. So it was giving about a 4 days difference in release to dispatch. Hasbro Pulse then did put this back another week, so it was due on the 27th, which is the day of this recording, but it did hit some stores a little bit earlier. So In Demand Toys put a post up saying that they were expecting it the Wednesday before. So I've put my order in then. It got dispatched on the Thursday, hoping that it would turn up on the Friday. Unfortunately, there was obviously something wrong going on with my postman, and it turned up today. So it's a little bit later than I'd have liked, but at least she's here. I have opened up this box just to make sure that everything's inside and that there's no issues with the figure halfway through, but we will take a little look at the box. So having a look at the box, it's got all our normal bits on there. So it's a Power Rangers Lightning Collection item with a nice little bit of artwork in the corner of her there. A nice render of the figure holding her bazooka there. Just a little label at the bottom saying that we're getting a Lost Galaxy Yellow Ranger by Hasbro. And on this side, we have got a color-coded box with our Lost Galaxy logo at the top, and a little picture of her helmet just at the bottom. On the other side, we've got a nice bit of artwork of the figure that we're getting. And on the back, it just gives us what we're getting in the box. So we're looking at a near-on 6-inch figure, which is a Lost Galaxy Yellow Ranger. And she does come with another set of hands, her helmet, a bazooka, an effect piece for that bazooka, and a little closed dagger. So having a first little look at the figure, this is how she comes out of the box. I've changed one of the hands over because I was mucking about with it earlier today. So I will show you the other ones that she comes with in a sec. Unfortunately, I do have a few issues with mine. It's not enough to worry about or send it back, but obviously you can see that the belt is glued in the wrong place. Got a nice little paint smudge just on the boot, but as I said, that's not enough to bother me about sending it back. So I'm fine with how it is. The face sculpt does look pretty good and it does have some character likeness. Looking at the hair, it's very well sculpted, so you can see that it is the sort of style that she would use in the show. The yellow is pretty nice throughout, even though it doesn't all match, but once you sort of get it back, you can't really notice the difference too much. She does come with some accessories. So firstly, we have got her helmet, which is looking pretty good. All the paintwork on there doesn't look too bad on mine, and I'm pretty happy with that. So her helmet's looking very nice. We do get some extra hands. This one's the one that comes on the figure, and then she comes with a grab hand to hold her bazooka. And then obviously we've got the normal female karate chop hand there. With a closed version of her dagger, so you can see a little emblem is punched in there very nice on one side. And there is quite a bit of detail on the blade there as well, which is looking pretty good. She comes with her bazooka, and the downside of these is the stickers are not put on very well at all. So you can see that there's some smudging on the stickers. The sticker has obviously had some leakage underneath where they've tried gluing it on or sticking it on, or someone's had wet hands or whatever that is. And then obviously it's not stuck down properly. On this side, it's not even lined up properly, so that's a shame. Obviously I won't be posing her with this, but this is just, it's the same as what we've seen before, but it just looks like they've been lazy with this one. And you can see the difference in the two, so they are the same mold and everything, but the stickers that have been applied on this one is pretty good, and they've tried their best to match it up as well as they can. This one, it doesn't even look like they've bothered trying. It does extend, so you can pull it out both ends and you get the longer version of the bazooka there. And finally, a nice little effect piece in a nice pink and blue. It does go in the bazooka quite well, so we just look for the hole there and shove it in the end, and it holds in there really nice. And there she is just with the bazooka in her hand, so you can just see that she does hold it quite well. She doesn't hold it as advertised, so the way that she's holding it on the box and stuff, it just doesn't quite work that I've found. So she does hold it like this, and it rests on her shoulder, and she can stand with it, and obviously that's with it being extended as well. So as long as you kind of give her a little bit of balance, she does hold it pretty well. So having a little look at the articulation on this figure, unfortunately mine needs some heating up, so her head's not staying on quite well, so if it falls off, I apologise. It does look down, it does look up a little bit, Not very much. I don't know if that's because of the joint or if that's because the head just won't pop on properly. And we do get a little bit of side to side movement on it there. She does have some small butterfly joints and some movement in the shoulder. We've got some upper arm swivel, and we've got pinless double jointed elbows there. And then obviously we've got swivel in the hand, and the hand will move up and down depending on what hand you've got in at the time. She does have an ab crunch and her chest is on a ball. She doesn't have drop down hips on this one, but her legs do move up and down quite well. So you can see there's no drop down hip on there. We've got some upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, which are pinned, some boot swivel, and then the usual ankle pivot there. So on to the major downside to this figure, which I really can't understand what they've done. And it's kind of a downside, you can look at it, but also an upside. So I really don't like the drop down hips. I feel like we're getting, although you get more articulation in the legs and stuff, we're just getting a lot of floppiness in the legs. So you can see if you'd got the 2-pack from the power swap, Jason's legs, when you give him a wiggle, were absolutely awful. But this one seems to be a meet in the middle, which I would accept. So we've got our double jointed knees there, which are on a pin, as you can see. And then for some reason on the arms, we have got the double jointed pinless elbow. Now usually it's either one or the other, and I haven't seen anything otherwise. And going forward, I would be happy if this is how they're gonna go. I've never liked the pinless other than the arms. The arms are usually fine unless they're sort of welded in there. But it just seems like a very, very strange choice that they've taken to give you a bit of half and half. And I don't know whether they've done that to account for her holding the bazooka on her arm, just to give her a bit of extra support so she can hold it up here, or if it's done with something else in mind. Moving on to some comparisons. So I've got Dino Fury green this side and the SPD yellow this side. And the reason I wanted to pick these two figures was just so we could have a little look at the differences. So obviously, as we've just spoken about, we've got the double jointed pinless elbows there, and then we've got the pin knees there. So you can see on the SPD figure, so she's got pins in the knees, and then they tend to have that single jointed balled elbow there. And then having a look at Dino Fury green, you can see she's got the double jointed elbows there, which are pinless, and then she's also got the knees to match. And as I said, I don't know if there's a reason behind why they're doing that, but I'm quite happy with having the meat in the middle. If they're going to continue going on that road, then I'd be more than happy with that, because as you can see, she's on a stand because she's got the drop down hips, and she has to have the stand in order to stand her up properly. This one, I know she's unposed and she's only stood there, but there's no looseness in the legs at all. She's fine, and obviously doesn't have any drop down hips. Finally, there she is with her teammates. So we are waiting on one more to be able to complete this team, plus having a Magna Defender is a really nice touch. I do hope we get both pinks, and I'll display one unhelmeted and one helmeted, so that would be really nice if we can grab those as well. But this team's looking really nice. It's cool to have a bit more filling out of some of these teams lately, and to be able to finish off some others. Finally, moving on to my final thoughts. This has really piqued my interest, this figure, because I'm so interested as to whether this is going to be something that they're going to do moving forward, that they've dropped the drop down hips and the pinless knees, because they're very, very weak joints, and they've gone with just having the pinless elbows. Massive gripe for me is that the stickers on the bazooka are put on so badly. I would have rather them put them on a sticker sheet and let me do them myself, and then if I muck them up, it's up to me. It's a massive, massive shame that they didn't give her the extended Quasar Saber, so it makes me wonder whether we're going to get this in a 2-pack like we did with the red one, whether she's going to come with the other pink in a little 2-pack and it will sort of force you into buying it to be able to get that saber. This was normal Lightning Collection price, so there's nothing different there. I'm very surprised how they managed to keep this under wraps for as long as they did, to be able to push it out there so quickly without it appearing somewhere else. I know we've had leaks in the past that she was coming, so we definitely knew that she was coming and it was an obvious choice. It does feel like a steady figure. My helmeted head won't go on very well, but it's still on there well enough. I'm definitely going to have to heat it up just to be able to slide that on properly. This is available now in the UK, so you can get it at In Demand Toys or Comics and Cocktails. It is due out on Hasbro Pulse this week. You should start to see those coming out of your bank soon, along with SPD Yellow. But overall, a pretty solid figure minus the saber. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments below what you like and dislike about this figure. I can guarantee 99.9% of you are going to hate the fact that this doesn't come with the extended sword. Thank you very much for watching. See you later, guys. Bye.